On February 1st, 2024, just after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, deputies in Marion County, Florida, were called to Forest Plaza in Silver Springs after reports of a woman attempting to take an elderly woman's car keys. That woman was 33-year-old Kendra DeLynn Boone. She was no stranger to law enforcement. Over the years, she had been charged with 13 felonies and 9 misdemeanors across multiple counties, mostly for theft, trespassing, and other non-violent crimes. Still, despite her long record, only 2 of those charges had ever led to convictions. When Deputy Chris Witt arrived, he found Boone and instructed her to stand behind his patrol SUV. The vehicle was still running and keys left in the ignition. As he stepped out to handle the situation, this happened.
After the RV was inside, going female 30 to 40, but back tire brake short.
I'll go right to the back. No. Stop! 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 It did so fast, she just got in my car and took off. Eastbound on Highway 40 past the substation.
Boone did not comply. Instead, in a sudden move, she pulled herself through the passenger window of the deputy's SUV, slid behind the wheel, and before Witta could react, she sped off at a high-speed pursuit eastbound along State Road 40. Boone drove recklessly, swerving through lanes at over 100 miles an hour, making abrupt U-turns and weaving between traffic in a desperate attempt to escape. For several miles, deputies tried to keep up, but as the chase pushed further down the road, Boone made one final reckless decision. Near the 26,700 block, she swerved onto the right shoulder in an attempt to pass a semi-truck.
Westbound on 40. She has lights and sirens on, running opposite side of traffic.
Safety 316, she did advise they're coming up behind an 18-wheeler.
And she's turning around. She's conducting a U-turn. She is going eastbound on 40. Signal 4, signal 4, signal 4.
Signal 4, station 1033.
Right here, you good. Good job.
Stay away from the car, stay away from the car.
Back up, back up, back up.
We got another vehicle over here. You guys okay? Hello? Hello? You guys okay?
Signal 4 into another vehicle.
I'm not getting a response from them.
But she lost control. The SUV crossed the double yellow lines, and in that split second, it collided head-on with a black pickup truck carrying 73-year-old Robert John Miskey Jr. and his wife, 72-year-old Deborah Jane Misk, a married couple from Summerfield, Florida. The impact was so severe that Boone, Robert, and Deborah were all pronounced dead at the scene. A third passenger inside the pickup, whose name has not been released, survived the crash but was left in critical condition and rushed to the hospital. Because Boone died in the collision, no criminal charges followed, yet questions remained. Critics asked why the patrol car had been left running with the keys inside, and why Boone had not been restrained earlier, especially considering her long history of theft. The Florida Highway Patrol later investigated and confirmed that Boone was at fault for the crash. No misconduct was found on the part of deputies, and the case was formally closed without lawsuits or policy changes. In the end, 2 innocent people lost their lives that night, and if Boone had not made the choice to flee, Robert and Deborah Misk would likely still be alive today. On July 5, 2022, a 31-year-old kayaker named David Jones Jr. was out on the St. Louis River in Duluth, Minnesota, unaware that what began as a calm day of fishing would soon turn into something unsettling. Jones, a former police officer and behavioral health technician, often spent his time on the water near Boy Scout Landing, and that morning felt no different until he noticed movement in the channel.
You gonna be able to make it in the shore? You need some help? Okay.
Can you help me with my dad?
Well, your dad's back there, but I'm gonna bring you in the shore, okay? I know. Just calm down. Just calm down. Calm down. Just hold my hand. All right. So, nope, you can't pull right now. Just hold on a second.
I need to get into my dad.
Okay, but I'm gonna bring you over to land, okay? Just calm down. You're on my boat. You don't have to worry about the current taking you out. Just listen to me. What's your name? EJ, okay? So what we're gonna do right now? Can you? I have to figure out a way to get you up and out without bringing all the water in, okay? So I think if you can hold on like that, can you do that for me? Can I get you to shore?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really need it.
Yep, okay. So,
really need it.
and then you'll be able to land on the dock, okay? Can you do that for me?
Yes.
You're strong, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I just need to be strong for a few more seconds.
A 6-year-old boy whose name was not released to protect his privacy had been swimming alongside his father's sailboat as part of a family outing. He was wearing a properly fitted life jacket and had attempted to swim toward the shore, but the St. Louis River is known for its strong and conflicting currents, and instead of making progress, the boy found himself being carried farther into the channel, stranded almost 300 yards from safety. Jones could hear the child's voice carrying over the water, filled with fear and anxiety. Rather than panic, he calmly steered his kayak closer. Speaking to the boy in a reassuring tone, he encouraged him to keep calm and instructed him to hold on to the back of the kayak while Jones paddled steadily toward the nearest dock.
Get on land and you can wait for your dad, okay? I don't know if there's any towels or anything, but we'll see if one of these campers can give you a towel so you can try to dry off. How long have you been in the water? A long time? Okay.
I thought you were dad because you were coming in.
No, I just didn't. I thought he was coming to get you, but he didn't come. So I'm gonna make sure that we get you to land, okay? Yep. But just be careful when you hold on like that. Yep. 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 I think he unhooked his anchor and then he just got blown away in the current, which made... Yeah, you can do it. You've been swimming in the current for so long. Can you pull yourself up? Can you? Or you need some help?
I don't know. Up and out of the water with the giant.
Yeah, are you still really, really cold?
Yeah, he's colder.
Yeah, okay. Can you make it up? Hold on. Good job.
After what must have felt like a long journey against the river's pull, they finally reached the dock. Neighbors nearby quickly came to help, wrapping the boy in towels to protect him from the cold, while Jones called 911 to ensure medical assistance would arrive. Concerned about hypothermia, Jones wanted to make certain the boy was checked properly, even though he seemed physically unharmed.
Hi, do you have any towels on him? His dad left him stranded out in the middle of the river. And he's,
Follow me, sir.
and yeah, he's saying he's feeling cold. I was just somebody that was fishing, but I want to make sure that he's fine. Then we're going to call 911.
911?
Yeah, we got to make sure you're doing okay so you don't have hypothermia or something like that sitting there.
Don't need 911.
Why don't you want to call 911? Are you scared?
Yes, I don't want to.
It's okay. We just got to get you on and make sure you're getting checked out.
No.
All right.
I don't want 911, please. No.
Do you still feel really, really cold?
Yes.
Okay, come on over here, bud.
Yep, so he's got you a towel.
Still fixed up here, Jack.
Yeah.
There. Right there.
Because I don't know how long he had been out there in the water prior to me showing up either. So I just want to make sure he doesn't have hypothermia or anything like that that's going to sit in. I don't think it's going to be that drastic with the...
Meanwhile, the boy's father was retrieved from the beached sailboat by neighbors using a small motorboat. He was reunited with his son within an hour, explaining later to Duluth police that strong winds and the river's unpredictable currents had made it impossible for him to maneuver the sailboat back to his child. Authorities accepted this explanation and determined that no charges were necessary, classifying the incident as an unfortunate accident rather than negligence.
Sounds like he was a bit nervous. Well, he was screaming, and it was like I looked back to see where you were at, and you were a couple hundred yards away, and then there was somebody else that had a boat and heard him screaming, but then they went past him because the people had told him that Dad was in the war over here. So I'm like, they're gonna go get him, and they didn't. They just drove past him, and then he started screaming even louder. So then I just cut my line and paddled up, and he grabbed onto the side of my kayak, and I just made sure that he could hold on long enough, because I was gonna try to lift him up in the kayak, but I told myself if I do that, there's gonna be too much water that's gonna come inside. So then that's why I just had him hold on to the side. I'm gonna try to paddle to get him in as far as we can to the nearest dock. Then he starts telling me that he's shivering, so I'm like, I don't know if the kid, how long he was in the water, or if he could have hypothermia. So I was like, I'm just gonna call EMS, have them check him out, and then I was happy I did come here because they were here, had a boat, was able to come and get you.
Yes.
But yeah.
No, I'm very thankful of that.
Me too.
First I say 1,000 and then thank yous. That saved me a bunch of hassle.
Yet, when the video of the rescue was released, many who watched noticed small details that raised questions. For example, when Jones mentioned calling 911, the boy began to panic, crying and begging him not to. To some, this seemed unusual. Why would a frightened child not want help from emergency responders? Others pointed out how, once reunited with his son, the father shook Jones's hand but casually remarked that Jones had saved him a bunch of hassle. This remark, combined with the difficulty he described in maneuvering the sailboat, led some to speculate whether he might have been intoxicated or otherwise impaired. At the time, no official reports confirmed these suspicions, and police made no statements about alcohol or drugs being involved, leaving the matter unresolved in the public's mind. Still, many were left questioning the father's actions, while expressing gratitude that Jones had been there to intervene. In the end, what stands out most is the bravery of the 6-year-old boy, who managed to hold on in the cold water until help arrived, and the steady presence of David Jones, whose calm thinking and quick actions turned a dangerous situation into a rescue. It could have been much worse if he had not been there at that exact moment on the river. In early November of 2023, a group of YouTubers and cavers decided to explore a partially flooded and largely uncharted cave on the grounds of Guadalupe River Ranch in Texas. The group included Matt Carricker, Jacob, and Alex Cantrell from Cantrell Caving, along with other collaborators. They came prepared with wetsuits, helmets, lights, and oxygen meters, knowing the cave contained tight, water-filled sections that would demand careful attention. At first, the exploration went as planned. They moved slowly through narrow, rocky passages, checking the air quality as they descended deeper. Soon, they entered the colder sections of the cave, where the water began rising around them until they were wading waist deep, then chest deep, before finally having to swim. The visibility was poor, the water was cold, and in some places, there were only small gaps of air between the ceiling and the water. The group swam cautiously through these passages, moving one at a time, keeping close so no one would get left behind. It was supposed to be just another adventure, recorded on camera, another exploration to share with their audience. But then, as they reached a point where the ceiling came down even lower and the space for air was scarce, something happened.
Yeah. Really? That makes it easier? Yeah. I don't like it.
Which way did you go, Edward?
These Phoenix lights are doing pretty good in the water.
Say what?
I was saying my Phoenix lights are doing pretty good in the water. I'm going like in and out of being able to hear it, because my ears are going in the water. You're going sideways.
I can't get Edward.
Go.
Edward, go right as soon as you go right. Okay, gotcha.
I feel the rope on my foot. So much water in my ears.
Yeah, same. Oh man.
Water in my eyes. Snorkel would be nice right about now. Yeah.
I got so much water in my nose.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah, don't look for him.
Does it really go further? Is he under? Oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. I can just barely hear right here.
So loud. The echo.
This is the waiting area.
I'm glad I didn't go in there and wait.
Are you going, Jacob? Oh, he just bailed. Stop. You're good.
Oh my God! I'm coming out.
Alright, we'll back it out.
Back it out. Come on out. Holy crap!
You okay? You look like a shark has got you. Like shoved me.
Jacob missed one of the air pockets, and in that moment, he inhaled water instead of air. Panicked, he tried to surface quickly, and in the rush, shoved Alex with him. For several seconds, both men slipped beneath the water, struggling to find space to breathe. The confined passage echoed with splashes and muffled shouts, until finally they both broke the surface again, coughing and gasping. In the scramble, Jacob had a minor cut to the eye from the cave's enclosed ceiling, leaving him bleeding, while Alex received a cut on his head. Neither injury was serious, but both men were shaken. The team decided not to push any further, and they carefully made their way back out of the cave to reach fresh air on the surface.
Exact same thing. I would freak out if I couldn't get air.
It's definitely close. We had to bail. Alright guys. We gotta get good some medical treatment.
Yeah, I'm bleeding too.
Thanks for taking us to the cave.
Do I look like a sexy mermaid?
Yes.
And here's Edward.
Here's the guy with the answers. It's not. Alex, I'm so sorry, dude.
You're good. You're good.
I went under and then I came up because there was like a little bubble of air and I inhaled a huge gulp of water. And I came back down trying to come back out and I couldn't find air.
And then
I guess I smacked into you.
Yeah, no, dude. You shoved me underneath the water.
He was upside down.
In the corner.
I'm so sorry.
He was upside down, kicked with both his legs, went straight into him, so he smashed.
Caving in water-filled systems carries serious risks: drowning, hypothermia, and the sudden panic that can overtake even experienced explorers in such confined spaces. This incident served as a reminder of those dangers, though in the end, the group was fortunate. Jacob and Alex walked away with nothing more than cuts and a scare, and some of the others were even able to laugh afterward, realizing how close it had come to being worse. In fact, the team eventually returned to the same cavern a few days later to continue exploring. But in that moment, in the cold, dark water beneath the rock, it was a reminder of how quickly things can change and how little room there is for error inside a flooded cave. On November 12th, 2022, a group of riders gathered near the Limanchik sports base in Abrau-Dyurso, a scenic coastal area in Russia's Krasnodar Krai. The location is known for its breathtaking views of the Black Sea, but also for its dangerous cliffside paths, where one wrong move can change everything in an instant. Among the riders was 36-year-old Mikhail Blumenfeld, a man who had loved motorcycles and extreme sports since the age of 14. Over more than 2 decades, he had built a reputation among his friends as someone skilled and experienced, the kind of rider who seemed at home even on the most difficult terrain. That morning, he was navigating a narrow track along the cliff top at a height of roughly 100 meters, more than 300 feet above the sea below. As the group rode along the path, Mikhail stopped for a moment near the edge. He looked down at the sheer drop, perhaps only to take in the view before attempting to move forward again. And it was here, in that small moment, when things went wrong. I'm sorry for the video quality, as this is the only footage that exists of the accident, but what it shows is enough to understand the horror of what unfolded. Whether it was the loose ground beneath his wheels or a slight slip in his footing, Mikhail suddenly lost his balance. The bike wobbled, he tipped too far, and within seconds, he slid off the narrow track. He fell down the jagged cliffside, tumbling over rocks before crashing far below. Emergency services were called immediately, but by the time an ambulance reached the area, it was too late. Mikhail had sustained injuries too severe to survive. He left behind his wife, his parents, and 2 young children. For a family that had always seen him as strong and capable, his sudden death was not only heartbreaking, but difficult to even comprehend. When the footage of the accident was later shared online, it spread quickly across social media, but instead of answers, it only brought more pain to those closest to him. Friends and fellow riders organized a fundraiser to help with funeral costs and to support his family through the loss. And while many who saw the video were shocked at how such an experienced rider could fall,